Hey, hey, it's the Cindy's Choice Show. You are listening on 92.7 FM and 95.3 FM HD4. You may be listening on TuneIn Radio. You can download that app and catch us on TuneIn Radio anytime, any place. Shoutcast. And we are live streaming on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. And we are live streaming on Facebook as well. Hello, Facebook. And thanks for joining us on Facebook.
Hello, Facebook.
Yes. Hey, I am Cindy, and it's Cindy's choice to make a positive impact in our community. And I'm so, so honored to have Councilman Erskine Oglesby with me here today.
Cindy is so glad to be here. Glad we was able to make the connection and make this happen. So persistency does pay off.
Yes, thank you so much, because I was just thinking, Erskine, because I know what it's like for busy people, Erskine. I know, and, you have a lot on your plate. You're doing a lot of things. And I know you realize the value in coming on, but it still is hard to fit everything in. And I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you appreciating being here.
Well, thank you. This is important. Anytime, I can connect with the community and talk about the great things that's going on in our city and what's going to continue to happen in our city, I'm more than happy to share that in any medium possible.
Yes. And it's important because here on the Cindy's Choice Show, it is my absolute passion to support community initiatives. And I have a special focus on community collaboration, as we were talking about with Bill Raines is coming on the second half of the show. And we had a great conversation before of how important and vital that is to a community to have that collaboration. We can do so much more together.
Exactly.
It takes a community, and you're leading a section of the community to make a difference. And I definitely want to share about that. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to our wonderful sponsor, being Chicken Salad Chick. And I'm just so proud of Josh Patton. He opened the first Chicken Salad Chick franchises in Tennessee, and he has 3 locations now. He opened up downtown first that has the awesome curbside pickup, by the way, and then there's a location at Gun Barrel, and now he has opened a 3rd location at Erlanger Mall. So it's just so awesome. And you've had Chicken Salad Chick before, right?
All the time.
Yes.
All the time. I especially like it when I have meetings and I use their catering service. It's always a great hit when I have those meetings.
Yes.
And I serve chicken salad chick.
It's a great option for catering. It's very transportable, and there's something for everyone. There's 12 varieties of chicken salad. Then there's a turkey pesto sandwich. Right now there's a turkey cranberry sandwich for the holidays. There's also a pumpkin cheesecake. There's lots of sides with the broccoli salad, grape salad. There's tons to choose. It's not just chicken salad, but being here in the South, there's plenty of chicken salad lovers. So it's the best chicken salad.
I always recommend that grape.
Yes, that's a favorite. The grape salad. That's a favorite. And that's Chicken Salad Chick. Go to chickensaladchickchattanooga.com, chickensaladchickchattanooga.com. And now let's just jump in here with Councilman Oglesby, who currently serves as chair of the council's Economic and Community Development Committee. We're going to get into that a little bit. And your district is District 7, right?
That's correct.
And I know that, I mean, you have a challenge there. You have a quite diverse, large district in that it includes Alton Park, downtown, Eastlake, and St. Elmo. So that's a lot of ground to cover, a lot to focus on.
Oh, yeah. And, within those different areas, we have the West Side, which is College Hill Courts. In Alton Park, we have Emma Wheeler Homes and Piney Woods. And then, not to mention, Rossville Avenue to the Georgia state line.
Wow.
And Eastlake takes us to the foot of Missionary Ridge. And then we got Main Street. So,
oh my goodness. So
it's quite diverse.
It is. It's not like you just have there's a challenge here in this district that we need to address. You've got different challenges in different areas that you have to prioritize and address.
Yeah.
So it does take a team.
Yeah.
It does take a collaboration, doesn't it?
It really does. And, in prioritizing, you have to treat each of those areas with consideration, because everybody's needs are important to them. So no matter whether you live downtown or Emma Wheeler Homes, they're important. And it's my job to address those issues.
Yes. And Erskine comes very qualified for the job. I'm going to brag on you a little bit. You have quite
better you than me.
you have quite the extensive professional background. I was really impressed as I was scanning over your bio, and I recommend everyone go to www.chattanooga.gov. Go to chattanooga.gov. Councilmen are, see who's running your city, and I just really encourage you to get involved because it's you can't just trust the news, and you can't just trust what this guy says or that guy says. You've got to get in there enough yourself to really make your own evaluations and find out where you can contribute. And that, I know I talk to a lot of business owners. There's all kinds of ways to get involved without having to spend a whole lot of time.
And Cindy, let me add, you can, if you can't make it to any of our city council meetings, you can go to that website, Chattanooga.gov, and look at our city council meetings, because that's really very important to get a feel and see how your city works. And since you can't physically make it, I encourage, anybody who's interested to go online to Chattanooga.gov and check out our city council meetings.
Yes, that's awesome. I'm glad you reminded that, because it is, and that the beauty of that too is you can kind of scan it, at least get some meat out of it. But that's what I'm loving about I feel so blessed to have this platform and share about community initiatives. But through talking to people like you, that's what I wanted. I want to be more involved, and I'm finding my way. I'm going to make it by a council meeting. My personality won't allow me to sit in front of a computer and watch something for long. But now I'm intrigued more than ever to really see, the workings of what goes on and really appreciate, what's going on and what you guys are doing. And it's a new council. You guys have been at it for 6 or 7 months now.
7 months now.
And it's so exciting, Erskine, that it's such a diverse council. And like Councilman Ledford was on a few weeks ago, and he was just so proud and so happy about the harmony within the group.
Yeah, we work extremely well together, and it really comes from our commitment to service to this community and understanding that it's all about making a difference. And the great thing that I like about this particular council, that, when we have opinions that different, we respect that. And then at the end of the council meeting, we just go on about our business and serving this community. So I really love this council. It's an education in itself. Getting to know my council members has been exciting. And it's all about that we understand that, we have our individual districts, but our district relates to a whole, which is the betterment of the city of Chattanooga. So that's what makes one of the many things that make this council so special.
It's almost exactly how Councilman Ledford explained it. And it just inspires me so much. And I just want to share the message that much more and get more people involved in supporting the council and the city and what we're doing. So it's so exciting.
Exactly.
But I do want to touch base a little bit on, let's start with where are you? You're not from Chattanooga.
No, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes.
But at Tennessee State University, where I met my wife, who is a Chattanooga lady.
Exactly.
She grew up on Lookout Mountain. She's a Howard grad. So I've been embedded in Chattanooga since the 70s. So my history goes way back. I was actually visiting Chattanooga when it was not the place many people would want to come.
Exactly.
But coming from St. Louis and visiting Chattanooga with my wife, I saw mountains, I saw rivers, and I saw all the possibilities that a city that has those kind of natural resources can be.
Exactly.
And as I've come back over the years, I've seen how it has evolved into this great city that it is now.
Yes.
So it's really exciting. So, and I kind of knew in the back of my mind some years ago that when it was time for me to really settle in and make a difference in this city, the time would come, and the time is now.
It's awesome. And I'm Chattanooga by choice. I'm from Texas.
Yeah. But
I originally came here. I mean, we've vacationed here when I was a child, so I was somewhat familiar. Rock City, Ruby Falls.
Yeah.
But we came back in the late 80s, and it was right before. It was still very much, a foundry city. My ex-husband worked in foundry. And to see the I've left twice. I'm back for my third time to stay. Again, Chattanooga by choice. But it has been amazing to see the transition. But I fell in love with Chattanooga immediately. The first time that we ended up here, we ended up staying for 10 years before we ended up going back to Texas the first time. And it just really is an awesome thing. And there's an awesome place and there's awesome things happening here. I think there's a spotlight on the city. I think it really is going to set an example on a lot of things, or it already is. Chattanooga gets national attention for a lot of the things that are happening here.
Yeah. And that's what's so great. The transformation has happened. Now, the challenge for our city now is what it's going to look like moving forward in the future. So the better times are ahead.
Yes.
And that's what's so exciting about serving on this particular city council and being city council for District 7, which has a lot of that going on as it relates to other parts of our city that, if from my perspective, it's some exciting times ahead.
Yes. What we're experiencing is a convergence. There's been all these good things happening separately all along. And now the timing is for all of that to kind of come together and really make a big difference.
Yeah. And you've made a excellent point, because now it's about connecting all the communities together. So far, the focus has been Enterprise South, which has helped, bring in major industries. And then there's been continuous development downtown that has created this tourist mecca that is appreciated around the world.
Awesome.
Now, the next phase of that transformation is to get those same economic opportunities into areas that has challenges over the years and needs that little jolt of energy, of excitement to move to the next level. And I believe with all my heart that this is going to be the start of that particular transformation.
And I believe that you are definitely the man for the job, Erskine, because I'm so impressed with your background. I mean, you've been business service representative for the Southeast Tennessee Development District's Tennessee Career Center. You're associate director for the Salvation Army, for goodness sakes, 10 years working for the YMCA in executive positions, Marriott Management Services, Tennessee State University for 10 years. And there was something, you were actually directly involved with the Katrina and Rita down there, which is huge. Being from Houston and what just happened there, seeing people dealing with that, I can relate to a degree of what you dealt with and how the impact you were able to have.
Yeah, well, God has moved me in that direction, and I've always thought of myself, no matter where I've lived and what position I have, to be a servant. And it's always has been my job that wherever I've lived, whatever I've done, to make it a better place when I leave than when I got there. And I can honestly say, and my wife can tell you this, Cheryl can tell you this, that's been the focus of my life over the course of my career, which has brought me here to want to continue that. So it's all about public service and making a commitment to make people's lives better.
Yes, it is. And I feel so blessed to have this platform and focus on community initiatives and allow a platform for people like you that are making a difference and getting other people on board to create this community collaboration. And we've got, like you just shared, we've got this great momentum going with downtown and the VW and all that. And now we can start picking up other areas. So how do we do that, Erskine? You've got some challenges in your district. And I think you're definitely the man for the job. We've got a great council. So I'm excited to see what happens. But have you ever heard the expression, that's a big elephant? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time?
Yeah.
I get that. But that's a big elephant that you're dealing with.
Well, it's not, it sounds bigger than what it is. It just goes back to getting out and doing what you need to do. So one of the things that really need to happen is that, particularly for District 7, and downtown is in District 7, it is our commitment to start moving that economic development to other parts of downtown. Other parts of District 7. So we've already started moving it down Broad Street corridor, and we got some real exciting things that's about to happen. We recently had a visioning session with the old U.S. Pipe Wheeling Foundry area.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to transform that area. And the final recommendation should be coming out within the next couple of weeks on what that looked like. The great thing about the recommendation, it was community centered. So we had several community meetings that brought everybody together to express what they think it should look like. But even more important than that, in my district, we have Alton Park, which has not seen any significant economic development in quite some time. So now it's about community revitalization. And as we were talking about earlier, is, getting these blocks, these neighborhoods that has not had any attention for quite some time to start, cleaning them up and start making sure that people are involved with that process.
Right. And I love what you said earlier, because we were talking about this, because I love that when we were here, we bought our first house in St. Elmo back when people weren't buying houses in St. Elmo. And it was so, to see what's happened with St. Elmo now, it's so cool to know that we were a part of, of getting that started. We went in and there was economics there too. We were a young family and we recognized an economic advantage, but at the same time, we were excited and really loved that we were helping the neighborhood that way, because you understand it goes. So I was sharing that with you, and you said, yeah, but think when you go in and upgrade a whole block instead of just, one house at a time. And I thought, oh, wow, that that is significant, and you can get a lot bigger ripples that way to make a difference.
You got more people involved in the process.
It's a group effort.
And that's what's so excited. And one thing I can say, particularly about the Alton Park community, there's an excitement that's starting to develop there. We recently just opened up the Southside Community Park, and Labor Day weekend, we had this great barbecue cook-off that brought the community together.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Well, we were moving pretty fast.
It's hard to keep up with everything.
So when you're in District 7, you gotta be on top, because we're not slowing down for anything, because we got a lot of work to do, and it's actually a short time to do it.
Right.
And I say a short time to do it because it's done in cycles. Sometimes you come up with strategies that looks way into the future, but before anything that can happen significantly, they have to start happening now, piece by piece. And one of the things that has happened in that community is there's been some small victories that hasn't resonated. So what has to happen now, we have to have small victories conglomerated with some other victories that's going to eventually make that great impact that people can see, feel, and be a part of. And that's what's so exciting, not only in the Alton Park area, but East Lake, as well as parts of downtown.
Well, the river path opening up to St. Elmo last year, has that made a huge impact with getting some things going on down there? Was that kind of like the foundation?
And you hit the word. It's a foundation, because there's still some more work to do to get that connectivity. Right now, we're looking at extending the Riverwalk from 33rd Street on by the Southside Community Park. So that's something that the council is going to be working on in the next few weeks, about starting that process. And what that Riverwalk is going to do is going to start connecting Alton Park to the rest of the city. Right now, from my perspective, as well as some of the citizens I've talked to, it's isolated. You see so much great stuff going on around Alton Park, and you don't see it and feel it there. So what's getting ready to happen over the next 3 years is the citizens is going to feel the impact of all this great activity that's going on around.
Yes, you're right. It is isolated, because I was one of the first ones. I was the day that it opened, I had my bike out and I was checking it out. And it's like I could see, I'm visionary. So I could see, oh my goodness, I can see everything that can come up around this. And so that was a great way to kind of get that foundation and kick that off and get that going.
Yeah. And I'll tell you some other things that's happening. We're starting to get people interested in wanting to do economic development. Recently we had the old Trotter School site was rezoned for an apartment complex. It's workforce housing and
affordable housing.
It's we call it workforce.
I like
housing.
that. I like that. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's more like mixed income, people who are working kind of situation.
That's so needed. That's so awesome.
Because what you got to realize, Sydney, that people need jobs to afford housing. Because the old days of a lot.
That's my focus. Yeah. That's me. I want to help put your work is centric. Exactly. You find your purpose in your work, but that's how, we all have to work for the most part. And that's where I want to help put people to work. But having affordable housing or workforce housing, I love that. That goes right in line with that.
Yeah. And the other thing that's starting to happen is that we're getting calls. Our city is getting calls that businesses want to actually invest in the Alton Park community. So we're having discussions on how to make that happen.
That's amazing.
And that's something that has not happened for quite a bit of time, where someone's actually calling and say, hey, we want to invest in this community.
That's great
really
to hear.
Exciting. And the community's going to be a part of that process.
And Erskine, we're like running out of time. You promised me right here in front of everyone you'll come back.
Yeah, I'll be back.
I know. That's Erskine Oglesby's joined me. Y'all stay tuned. Bill Raines is going to be joining me after the break.
The Tennessee Valley's news talk leader, Nooga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM. 3, 2, 1. Chattanooga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4, 92.7 FM's news now.
A roadblock for Signal Mountain as it wants to secede from the county school union. The school board has determined that it will not be selling school buildings to Signal Mountain if it decides to break off from the Hamilton County school system to form its own. The town of Signal Mountain recently put